Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just been to Watford. It was Watford 2, West Ham 0, the first away loss of the season. Disappointing. It was very disappointing.
It was an Halloween horror show.
It was. The nightmare defending. I've never had a scare like that on Halloween, to be honest. What happened?
From the first whistle to the last, Watford wanted it more than us.
That was very
in everywhere on the pitch. Second balls we weren't picking up. Silly passes, silly defending. It's just
The thing is, they got their first win against Stoke. Their tails are up. I knew that they would press us from the outset.
But the thing is, we just come off the back of a win against Chelsea.
We should be
Not that that's an hard thing this season, but we just won at Palace and Chelsea.
But you say that, we were off the back of the Arsenal win. We lost to Bournemouth and Leicester.
Yeah, but that was early season. We should be over them two results now.
Yeah,
I was only saying last week that the mistakes look like they're getting cut out. You know, them two mistakes today. We'll go through the game. Kicked off. To be honest, they was on top from the first get-go. Yeah, they was on top.
I thought we had an all-right first.
Yeah, all-right spell, but they was predominantly on top.
Yeah.
Payet looked lively in the first 10 minutes, didn't he? 15 minutes. A couple runs and that, but after that, even he went disappearing. I thought.
What was wrong with Sacco? Do we know?
No, I've not heard anything.
No, we didn't. He weren't on the bench. I think he must be an injury. You ain't just dropped him for nothing. It's got to be an injury, or like Nicky said, it could be a family issue or something. You don't know.
Come up last minute.
But to be honest, him going, we still had enough there.
Yeah. But we touched on this at the start of the season where Carroll fits, right? I still don't think he fits in that lone striker.
No, not
in that team. He needs to have. For me, I know we're going to go through the game, but looking at the game as a whole, we're too deep for Carroll. Carroll's leading the line.
It probably would have been better.
Do you know what? The distance between the midfield defence, midfield attack at times today, we didn't move forward as a unit. No. We didn't move forward with any purpose. We didn't pass with any conviction. There was no movement. The Sacco. Why not just go two up front?
I thought Carroll and Valencia should have started up front.
That is exactly my feeling. I think bringing Moses back in, I thought Zarate had a good enough game to warrant a start.
Yeah, I thought it was harsh in dropping him. Even put Zarate up front with Carroll.
That's what I would have done. I would have gone two up top, Zarate and Carroll, Nobes and Cech holding, Lanzini and Payet either side switching, and then Carroll's got help up there. He can't. How deep we defend, he can't play up top on his own. He ain't got the pace and he ain't got the fitness.
To be honest, I wish he was up there when they're from their first goal. You know what I mean? And what was he doing?
Yeah, let's go through the first goal.
Two chances he had to clear that ball.
To be fair,
no, he had about 10 seconds.
He could have cleared it at least 5 separate times.
And then he had a cross turn towards his own goal.
And what exactly? But is that going back to the way Bilic sets us out to play the pretty passing football? The passing game and all that, and not trying to roof it out. Because obviously, if he had cleared it, there was no one to roof it up to.
Put it out for a corner.
Anywhere. In my mind, that's it.
Smash
it.
He missed to hit the clearance, and had about 5 seconds after he'd done that to clear it again. There was no one near him. The nearest person to him was Jenkinson.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the overconfidence and the way that Bilic has set them up to play that sometimes they overplay.
Listen, top managers down to Sunday League managers won't tell you to do that in the box. You get that out. That's first rule. You got nowhere to go. Get out. Like I said, smash it at a Watford fan in the crowd and get out for a corner.
I would have smashed it. He said he had enough time to turn and smash it anywhere.
Yeah.
Silly. But that's the thing. You're saying clear it out for a corner. But he could have picked his spot. He had that much time. He had the whole pitch to aim at. Yeah. He's standing on his byline.
When he turned and the geezer closed him down.
I don't understand what he was doing there.
He was silly for doing that. I think Adrian could have done better to cut that cross out.
Yeah, I said exactly the same thing too.
But you're not expecting that.
No, he's not expecting it, but goalkeepers, their reactions.
Yeah.
And Adrian is one of the top on reactions. He's one of the top, and I think he could have done a bit better. He done over it. Yeah. I ain't going to criticise him too much, but I thought he could have done better.
Cresswell was unlucky, I thought.
Yeah.
He hadn't been there, it wouldn't have been a goal.
No.
Just silly defending, and that's the theme of the game today. We gave them their goals. They did not look like scoring.
That's us this season. You look at all the goals we conceded. How many have come down to individual errors? Giving away the ball against Sunderland, Cresswell and Jenkinson against Bournemouth, the goal against Leicester, or one of the goals against Leicester. You know, they're individual mistakes. Yeah. And like we said, we're going to make mistakes because of the way we're trying to play. But they're in areas that we shouldn't be making mistakes.
I think, it's disappointing today, like I said, coming off the back of the last two results, and it's like, this is why people say, oh, West Ham are back. It's typical West Ham. Yeah. But I thought I know we're not going to win every game. No. We're going to lose games. But I just thought teams like Watford, no disrespect to Watford, we should be going there and winning and getting a point at least.
To be fair, right?
But they deserved it.
This is why I said last week that these are going to be the testing games, right? That Watford game away, because they're new to the league. Yeah, they want to impress. They need to stay in this league. You know what I mean? They're not easy games. Like, let's bring the positivity back because it's been very positive. You know, I don't want to this one result to bring negative thoughts on the club, because it is going, no matter what way you look at it, it is going absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and I think you'll find on the fan cams we did after, if you watch them, there wasn't people were obviously gutted, but it wasn't like, oh, if this was in last season, it'd been, oh, Sam this, Sam. It wasn't, oh, Billich should have done this, Billich should have done that. It was just individual mistakes. We're not going to win every game.
No. Bad day at the office.
Yeah, we'll pick ourselves up next week against Everton.
And the thing is, that's it. Like you said, you ain't going to win. We ain't going to win every game. No, right. So you'd rather, if we went next week and got beat by Everton, you can see that happening. Everton have been our bogey side for a long time, and you can see that. Today, I knew it'd be tough, but I didn't see us losing the way we lost.
No, do you know what? I think next week, you know, you need to be brought down. Yeah, you need to be brought down,
and I think that's a good thing.
Leicester game.
I think it's not a good thing we've lost. No. But it's a good thing that we have lost in a way that now they think, right, we've got to go to Everton next week. Yeah, we can be beat.
Exactly.
We beat Chelsea, the champions. We've got a good win at Palace. We've won at all the big teams this season. It just shows that we can be beat.
And you want to lose them games. If you're going to lose them, you want to lose them away.
Yeah, you don't want
to be losing them at home.
Exactly. As I said, to me, if we're going to lose the away record, the unbeaten away record, I don't want to lose it next away game.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if look, 7 games. What's that? How many away games is that now? Is that 6 or 5 or whatever? It's the first away game, the first away defeat this season in the league.
Exactly.
Right. If I'd have said to you 11 games in the season, we'd be 9 points. We'd be 9 points clear of Chelsea at this point. You'd be thinking, fucking hell, yeah, I'll take that.
Exactly.
Anyone would.
Exactly. If you look where we are in the league,
we're 5th in the league. Like, we win next week, we're back up there. Right.
We've had one.
United have been poor.
Yeah. I mean, Liverpool got a good win today at Chelsea. Yeah. Arsenal got a great
standing win
at Swansea. Like, it's good. We're still up there. Like, you know what I mean? It's
and that's the thing.
Right, let's get back to the game. We've still got a lot of games to talk about. There's a couple of incidents that occurred. Going at half time, 1-0 down. Everyone's a bit deflated. It's a bit. What we didn't want to do is come straight out and concede again, which is what we did do. Tompkins again, another individual error. Yeah, it's just a similar sort of thing. Failed to clear, nicked off of him. Yeah. Good goal.
The worst thing you want to do is, like you said, concede so early into the second half when you're chasing it. And
you need that time to sort of settle back into the second half and ease yourself back in. And you got a chance if you're keeping it at 1-0.
But what do you think of the changes at half time? Taking Moses and Lanzini off.
Yeah, I didn't. Lanzini wasn't in the game. In the first half. I'm going to say that Lanzini was not in the game. But if you're going to come at them and attack them, you want him on the pitch. Exactly. Because you know after 45, between 45 and 60, he might just come alive, and then he becomes one of our biggest threats.
I think Bilic is one of these managers. If he sees you playing poor first half, that's your chance. He'd get someone else on. That's the sort of manager I think he is. Where with someone like Sam, he leaves them on. See how they go. Bilic is like, right, you shit off.
But I would have given him 5-10 minutes into the second half before I'd done the changes.
He could have been. He was poor today. He could have had a knock.
Yeah, that's it. We don't know, but I would have if he was fit, I would have given him another 10 minutes just to see if he grew into that second half.
But maybe that's sort of instilling a mentality in the players to say, right, you play from the start.
Yeah.
Or no matter how many plaudits he's getting, Lanzini, over the season. You play from the start, otherwise I've got people coming in for you, you know what I mean? And maybe that's instilling that for putting that that little nugget into the minds of people, saying, right, you've got to start now. You've got to start playing, or there's people coming, you know?
He was due a poor game as well. He's had 3 or 4 games where he's played so well.
Yeah, Dimitri Payet today was poor. Yeah. Really poor. The first 10 minutes I thought he looked lively. After that he went... Do
you know what? Right, really bugs me. A player of his quality... Some of his corners,
yeah, he shouldn't be on corners.
That one today when he kicked it straight off, it didn't even reach the first man. He went straight to the side netting.
Kicks, he'd like over it straight to the goalkeeper, and you're like, you're so much better than. I think when you see that, and he's your mate, he's your talisman. You know.
Why don't they put people like Creswell on them? Because he can whip a ball in.
I don't care who it is. I don't care whether Payet's taken them, Noble, Adrian. They should be able to put in a decent ball from a dead ball. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They are paid enough money and they train enough.
Yeah.
If you're not... Do you know what I'd have him? I'd say to him, right, after everyone's finished training, I want you out there and whipping 200 corners before you go home.
Yeah.
And you hit the fucking target at least 50 times until you go home. And make him do that. He'll soon start fucking whipping him in properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as well, like that fucking Valencia miss.
Yeah.
The one where he hit the post.
Yeah.
I tell you something.
He's got to score.
No, I totally disagree. He had to react, and Gomez had a lot of that goal covered. When you watch it from where Gomez is coming at him, he had to react. He only had that one split second to hit it, and he done well to hit the post. He was unlucky.
And then also Carroll got stuck under his feet. Exactly. He should have hit it first time, but he got stuck under his feet, and then he was brought down for it weren't a penalty, but he was brought down.
The Valencia one before that was a penalty.
Yeah,
the geezers pushed him in the back off the ball. It's a penalty, because the
ball was. He wouldn't have got it, would he?
No, he would never have got there. But the geezers nudged him in the back.
Yeah, maybe that's what the ref was looking at, though. He ain't going to jump up there and get it. So
that was a penalty. The Carroll one weren't. The guy nicked the ball, and as he's on the floor, nicked the ball. Carroll's then gone over him. So that weren't a penalty. I think it was a bit behind Carroll. That's why he couldn't hit it first time.
Yeah, he got stuck under his feet, didn't he?
Just bad luck in times today.
Yeah. It was
to be honest, that 2-0. We came back into the game. We didn't really, because we
was never in the game.
No, we was never in the game. But we kept a lot of possession. We passed the ball. No conviction today. That's the one thing which is surprising, because before today we'd scored 2, 3, 4 goals in every game.
At least 2 goals we've scored in every game this season.
Except for Leicester. We only scored 1 against Leicester.
Yeah. So on average, 2 goals a game. It's the first game they scored in 11 games. You know what I mean? It's not.
It's
bad.
I mean, look at our record this season, and then look at Chelsea's. They're going through a much worse time than us.
But you can't complain if you're fifth in the league.
No, you can't complain when you're fifth.
All the way through the season.
9 points clear of teams like Chelsea. You're not that far from. What are we? 5 points off top now? Yeah, 5 points off top.
We ain't complaining about
the result.
We're analysing where it went wrong.
Yeah,
and I said it's not alarm bells, panic. Oh fuck, we're going to end up finishing further from bottom. It's a blip. It's a bad day.
We had a blip at Leicester and Bournemouth back to back. We didn't panic. We carried on. Look where we went.
Yeah, keep the positivity, boys. Let's keep going.
Listen, I'm positive still. It's a bad day. It's West Ham, isn't it? Come on.
As we said,
we've had worse days than this.
We've had a lot worse days.
If we had all said at the start of the season, 11 games in, we are where we are, we'd all be over the moon with that.
Yeah, of course, but you know what I mean. You don't like losing any game, especially games that you think you're going to go into and win.
Yeah. I mean, you can't think that in these leagues. That's the thing. I think we get a bit overzealous.
But when you're beating teams like Chelsea at home, you're going to Watford away. I'm thinking to myself, we're going to win here. We're going to get a win here. You know.
But as a fan, you can't not think that because you've just beaten the champions. You know, you've turned over City, you've turned over Arsenal, you've turned over Liverpool, and you think Watford newly promoted. We can win this. Like I said,
and we've got a good record at Watford. That's the second time they beat us in 22 games or something. So you know what I mean. We've got a good record there.
Well, second time in the league they beat us 22 games. We've lost the last 3 cup games we've played and we haven't beaten. We've only beaten once in the last 7.
Don't worry about it.
I know. Just saying.
Don't worry about
just saying. But like I said, the last time we beat them, there we smashed them 4-0.
Ginger, let's go on to that before we finish up on this
frustration. It was a straight red for me.
Without foul.
I don't think it was a red.
He was late. He was from behind. The geezer was going to spin him.
He took him out.
Yeah.
Straight red.
Yeah.
And like I said, we ain't had a red card for ages.
Exactly.
So
red card in every game in our place, isn't it?
It's almost working that way out.
Do you know what? I don't think it was a straight red. I think the geezer jumped more into him. I think it looked worse because he was spinning into him.
You can, when they showed it on the replay from behind, you could see Ginge done that on purpose. You can see when he like that.
Caught him with his thigh in the side of his.
Yeah, frustration.
It was, I think, more frustration, but I've got no qualms.
The positives from that, we've got Ogbonna and Reed to come in. You know,
maybe one of them stepped in today.
I think this was maybe one game too much for Collins. I don't think Collins is a first team starter for me. I know listen, he was unbelievable against Palace and Chelsea. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel that Ogbonna and Reed
better quality to come back in. Yeah.
For me, I agree with what you're saying about Collins. I wouldn't have brought Ogbonna in for this game, just because of how much Watford press. You know, Ogbonna, I think.
Ogbonna's fast.
Yeah, but he's still adapting to the Premiership. He's still adapting to everything. And then
but then you could say that next week against Everton when you go back to
go back to Bournemouth. I think it was Bournemouth where he got took off quite early in the game. He's that ball playing defender. Yeah, and against teams that press you that quick, you can't. You know, sometimes you just got to get it out quickly.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he took him off against Bournemouth. That's just my opinion. Coming back from injury, I think it might have been.
But he's been injury free now for a couple of weeks, so you got to play him sometime.
I totally agree. He's going to start next week anyway.
Ryan made this point earlier. Do you think today was a day to bring Antonio in?
No.
Of course he's going to disagree.
Because
but Antonio, you think Watford is still like a championship club?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying start, but give him a chance.
Yeah.
Why ain't he getting a chance?
I see what you're saying.
He's got pace. He's got power.
Why put him on the bench if you're not going to use him?
I totally agree.
He's got He's got pace.
Yeah.
He's got power.
Yeah.
He can score goals.
He's got something to prove.
He's got something to prove. He wants to win a place in the side. We was poor all over the park today, and I'm not being horrible or nothing, but at 2-0 down. With our third substitute coming on, I don't want to see fucking Jelovic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That's worse than Falcao.
It's just like, and then you've got 5 strikers on the pitch, or whatever it was, or 4 strikers on the pitch. You had Zarate, Carroll, Jelovic, and Valencia.
This is the thing with them 2 early substitutions. Once again,
he's left himself short of options, hasn't he?
If you've planned to bring Jelovic on later in the game, so if you've got to lump the ball up some, you got him and Carroll. Again, you took 2 wingers off. Zarate's not a winger. Payet's not.
Do you think sometimes he acts on instinct rather than future planning? Do you think he's like, right, we've got to do this now. We've got to score.
Yeah, because the 2 players he's brought on, he's bringing them on thinking they're going to change the game. They're going to get us back into the game. So that's you know, Jelovic was we're 2-0 down 10-15 minutes ago, we've got to do something. You know, that's that plan. But you know, as I would have said, I think that's why
Dimitri Payet was poor today, because we went back to long balls.
Yeah,
with Carroll.
But that's the thing. I don't think that's his tactics. Bilic's, right? But I think that's the mentality that gets passed to the players, maybe from the old regime. Once he's on there, I found that a lot with England when they were playing crouch. The temptation to go long is too tempting.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Especially if you're a defender and you're under a bit of pressure, you just think, well, he's up.
Collins done it a lot today.
Yeah.
You know, you're not but then it's down to the midfielder. It's down to Noble.
No one was
to turn around and say, he's captain.
I don't think Noble and Quixote work together in midfield. That partnership doesn't work for me.
No.
They're not close enough.
No.
Noble's always sitting, check Quixote's. Don't get me wrong, out of two players, Check's a better player.
Yeah.
So now with Alex Song, I think maybe Song and Noble together.
In them two holding midfield.
Maybe even putting Noble behind Quixote and Song might work.
Quixote's better for us when he's running at people. Yeah. When he's making them run.
I wouldn't give him the Makaleli role. No way.
No, he's not better doing that, is he?
But Song for me can pick out that pass, like the first half of the season of Song, not the second part of the season of Song. He can pick out that pass, he can win balls, he wants to make things happen. And I think him and Payet and Check all round each other with Noble behind them will work. But then that means do you drop Lanzini?
I think he will be the one to go.
He probably will be.
The thing is, they've got to look at it. They've got to sort out. Are we going to stay with one up front?
I think we
are. We going to go with two up front?
No, we're always going to play one up front. Everyone plays one up front these days.
And then, who's it going to be?
It's Sacco. Shouldn't be Carroll.
No,
it's going to be Sacco.
Carroll needs someone. Valencia can't play up front on his own.
But I think that we should be sort of like, you've got that ball playing midfielder and Song to come back, and we see it last season. When we went to up front with Sam, Sacco and Valencia, with him threading balls through, we was unreal.
Yeah.
And I mean, what the fuck's that?
I'm telling you, man. Let's go. You set something up.
I ain't set nothing up.
I will get one of them East London brewery beers.
I ain't set nothing up.
A little plug there. And I'll smash it over your head.
I didn't have time to set anything up. I've not set anything up.
Well, whoever that is going to get chinned if they walk in there. So, unreal. Playing them little balls through the channels, playing them little balls, diagonal balls to, for them to run into. What?
I just don't set that up, promise, go on.
Playing them little balls. One up front, that don't really work.
No, that don't really work. Maybe they should try the Sacco and Valencia combo again, but then that's what I mean, you've got to drop another midfielder. It's a tough decision. It's good. It's good that we've got them options. Not many clubs have got the options we've got.
No. It's just as we said, I can't see Carroll. He can't play that role by himself. He needs someone with him. And as deep as we see it, if we're playing counter-attack football, he can't start.
I think it's fair to say that next week against Everton, Sacco, if he's fit, will be starting, and Carroll will be back on the bench.
But see, with Everton, I'd like to see both of them up top.
And I think at the moment, that's probably because with Everton, I think we can beat them in the midfield and have that extra man.
Stones is out now.
Stones and Jagielka's out.
That's you've
got to be pressing.
Whoever's in them, there ain't going to be anyone who wants to go up against Carroll. They've got no Baines, no Jagielka, and no Stones. That's their three best defenders.
Yeah, they've still got Lukaku. I think next week. I think Sacco. Sacco. But Song might even be back next week.
Be good if he's in.
He'll be on the bench.
He might even start.
No, he won't.
Give him a game this week behind closed doors. Why not start him? He's fit now.
The thing is that it just seems to be whenever things are going wrong, it's Noble sacrificed.
I don't think he's sacrificed Noble.
What do you mean today?
It's not just today. I've never seen Noble get taken off so much, and he's the captain.
Do you know what? I love Noble.
Yeah, I
know he's going to have a go at me for this, but he just isn't in that league. Do you know what I mean?
I think like what Ryan says, Noble will benefit from Song coming into the side.
Exactly. But the thing is, with like you're saying, Noble gets taken off. It's because he's not the best player there. He's not the best skillful wise out of all the midfielders there, but he's got the biggest heart out of them all.
Of course he has.
And he's sticky. I see Quixote. Look how big he is. He pulls out of challenges.
Mate, I ain't disagreeing with that.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I said, you can't have a midfield full of superstars and celebrities. Sometimes you need that heartbeat. Look at Man United. Roy Keane. Now I'm not comparing Keane and Noble, but Keane wasn't skillful, was he? No. But he was a heartbeat. He'd win that fucking ball and he'd give it to the players that can do it.
He was brilliant.
And that's what we need. Yeah, he's different. I'm not different. But he's a brilliant player.
I get what you're saying. I get you. Like Catamol, not the greatest player, but
Joey Barton.
Does shit. Joey Barton, not the greatest player. He does all the crap, so that other players don't.
Kevin Nolan, a few seasons ago, was the same.
And that's for us to tick with the players like Lanzini and Payet. We need someone in there like Makelele used to do for Madrid. That type of ball-winning midfielder who's going to do all the donkey work and then go.
Because if you're 1-0 or 2-0 down away at Stoke, these players like Lanzini and Payet gonna start getting stuck in. You know what I mean?
They're not.
Song will.
Yeah.
Noble will. Kyoto, might.
Yeah.
But Noble for me is, you know, I like Noble. But if Noble got dropped for someone like Song, I'd hold my hands up, and I'm sure Noble would.
Yeah. Like you said, he's, you know, for me this season, he ain't had a bad season, Noble. You know, he stepped up to the plate.
The thing is with him, he's an easy target because he wears the armband.
That's it.
Just like all the other previous
I don't
captains.
think that's why though, because I don't think he was still getting sort of some criticism last year.
Yeah, but not as much.
You know, you were there last week, right? We're sitting there, and people don't like Noble. Same as people hated Nolan. There's certain people.
Yeah, but people like that.
Noble.
People like that for me are just idiots. Because he's come from the youth team, he's West Ham through and through. Why wouldn't you love someone like that?
But it's not. It's the way he plays. It's the fact that they look at it. He goes backwards a lot.
We're not
like
all
that.
fucking lined up. Scott Parker used to go sideways and backwards. He never used to go forwards.
That's what I was just going to say. But when you look at someone who's playing a holding role, again, going to players like Parker, like Makelele, like Catmull, they don't make 30, 40 yard spectacular balls forward.
You know the
they
difference?
go 5 yards left.
You know the difference between Parker and Noble? Parker was a shining light
in a shit side.
in the shittest side I've ever seen.
totally
Yeah,
agree.
of course.
Totally
Look
agree.
at the players he had behind Ben Aim,
If he
McCarthy.
if he was in the same team now, he wouldn't be as well received.
Which is exactly the reason why Parker never made it anywhere that was a big club.
No.
You know, he went to Chelsea.
Even when he went
Didn't
Tottenham,
work.
he didn't stand out.
Yeah, exactly. With us, he stood out because, like you said, we were shit when he was there. You know, you look at when he went to Newcastle, they were shit when he was there. He stood out. He looked good.
He was a good player.
I'm not. You don't. He won Hammer of the Year 3 or 4 years. I'm not knocking him.
I like Parker. You know, I thought he was, but that is it. He was one of them players. You put him in a poorer side, he looks the nuts. Moving Letitia was like that at Southampton. You shut Letitia in a Man United team or an Arsenal team.
The thing is for me though, people that like when they used to bang on about Tompkins and Noble, they've grown up through the club. How can you hate people like that?
I don't think you can hate people like that, but you can't hold.
No, you can't hold sentimental.
No, you can't hold it sentimental. If you want to go forward, you know what I mean. If it's like, let's go to a team. I don't know, Everton. There was a time. No, Newcastle. Alan Shearer was their idol, right? He's their number one player of all time, probably. He's probably the highest regarded. He's a Geordie boy, didn't come up through their youth, he'd had a couple of trials, but he come home, he wanted to spend the rest of his career at Newcastle. Coming towards, not the end of his career, but when he wasn't playing well, he didn't get in the side. And, you know, fans didn't like it, but, you know, Newcastle have not been brilliant for ages, but, you know, as well coming towards the end of their careers and all that, he just wasn't getting in their team. You can't just stick him in the team
for sentiment
but
because he's a Western. There's not that
there
much
is,
difference.
because Shearer was 34, 35. Noble was only like early 30s.
But if he's not,
20s,
if he's not in that sort of like same category as the Songs, the Kyoto, he's not as good as player as them. No doubt he wants to win, but you could put me in the changing room and make me wear a West Ham shirt and put a West Ham kit on. I'd want to win more than anyone, probably even more than Noble. But you're not going to fucking play me for a laugh, are you?
No.
You know what I mean? Because I want to win. You can't. I'm not into that same. I'm not comparing myself to Noble, but I'm just saying. You know, if he's not in that quality,
for me, you don't play in the first team of West Ham for nearly 12 years if you're shit.
Not in them years we were bad.
Not this. I totally agree with what you're saying. You don't play that long in the first team if you're shit.
I'm not saying shit.
Saying shit. But what I'm saying is,
listen, I don't know where this is going, but I've held my hands up and I've said, look, if there's better players than Noble, you play him.
Yeah,
you play him.
No, that's it.
But like I said, you can't have a fucking midfield full of superstars because they don't want to work.
No, exactly.
They don't want to work. Look at Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah.
Where's their?
That is half the problem. You know, I'm not. I said that I think Noble's had a good season. I just don't understand why it's always him who's making way. As I said, there's other people, fans-wise, who don't like.
Because do you know why he makes way? Because he does a job of holding the midfield. He's not someone that's going to create a hell of a lot of chances. He's not someone. The only thing he can do is if there's a penalty, he'll stick it away.
Every fan has got a player that they don't like. Mine was Jarvis. I couldn't stand him. You like Jarvis. I like Noble. People have always got their people. People always have got players that they don't like. I like Nolan, you didn't. That's the way things go. That's football. Everyone's got their own opinions. I see things that you don't see. You see things that I don't see. That's football. That's why we're fans. We can't all fucking like the same player.
Otherwise it's boring.
No, it's true though. And going back to Nolan, he was an easy target because he was captain. Mark Noble this season, he's got the captain's armband. Of course people are going to point the fingers at him. Nigel Rio-Coker got the same.
Listen, when Noble was getting this stick last season, the season before, you know, there's certain, as I said, but it's because it's the backward passing. It's the thing. Mascherano, when he come, no one can understand why he's passing the ball backwards.
Yeah, and he's gone on to fucking play for Barcelona.
I ain't putting Noble in the same context as Mascherano, but it's that defensive midfield role. That's what you do. But certain people don't get it. That's my thing. I get it. You get it. He gets it. Certain other people don't.
So it's happening. We've all got players that we don't like. It's just one of them things. But oh, fuck you. No, it's true though. We could all sit here all night. And
yeah, we could.
And then Noble can go and score 2 goals against Everton, and everyone would be buzzing.
Exactly.
Cracking one out over him.
Listen, as I said, I ain't criticising Noble. I think Noble.
I just feel Noble's being
against Crystal Palace, brilliant. Against Chelsea, brilliant. Against Man City, brilliant. But I just feel there's better players to come in, and I think we've got that bit more quality. You know what I mean? Like, there's players there that can do his job and more. That's what I'm saying.
One thing though, with our centre of midfield, right? Are you not worried that if we pick up another injury, we're a bit short of centre midfielders?
Nah. Do you know what I'd go and get in January?
Go on.
For a centre midfielder cover, and I'm going to get lambasted for this. I'd go and pick Diame back up. Nah, for cover.
No way.
I can see what you're saying, but no, I wouldn't like.
He's a poor man's Kyoto. Don't get me wrong.
He ain't even a poor man's fucking Marco Boogers, mate. You don't. What he done to us? He walked out on us. I want to go to a top 4 club. He's now in the Championship, struggling to get in the whole team. Let him rot. Let him rot.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I'd go and get back in January? And this will probably upset a few people. Ravel Morrison. That's who I'd go and get. He would. Under Bilic, and I don't know if there's something going on, but he's changed his Instagram picture to him in a West Ham shirt, and his status the other day was January. That's what we read.
He's not getting into the Lazio team. He's not doing brilliant.
You know what I mean? Like someone like him, Bilic and Dix would put their arms around him, and imagine having him on the pitch.
You know, this is a big shout, right? Sorry, Scott. Before you go on, I think he might have learnt his lesson.
I'll take the photo as well, by the way.
Right. I'm a massive fan of Morrison. Massive fan. I think he's one of the best things.
What, Clinton?
One of the best things around him.
What, the shop supermarket? He hates Asda's.
You know, when he was with us, that boy has got so much potential. And I said before, if he stopped being an idiot, he'd realise that potential. And for me, when he scored that goal against Tottenham, he could have pushed on from now, and he could have become a hero at West Ham.
But don't you think maybe him going out to Italy, living a life that he don't want to live out there, he probably can't pick up the language, he's probably not happy out there, maybe he's thinking, do you know what?
We said this before, the player I'd have back in a heartbeat. The attitude, I don't want coming back in the dressing room.
But you don't know if it's different.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't know if it's different. You don't know
if he's learnt his lesson.
A lot of players weren't happy under Big Sam.
Do you know what I would do? I would say to him, right, Ravel, if Lazio are willing to let him go, of course, you know, I mean, that all depends.
I think ain't we got a buyback clause or something?
We might have. We might well have. I don't know, because we cancelled his contract.
I think
there was a clause or something.
Right, anyway, if they want to sell him, the deal's in place, I'd say to him, do you know what, Ravel, come back for 6 months. 6-month contract on the table. If you do well and your attitude has changed and you don't do silly things like go and eat dinner on your own and, you know what I mean, and bring the dressing room down, we'll give you a further 3 years. But you know,
the thing is, if the rumours are true about the Lanzini deal and that's going to be tied up in January, let's just bring someone in on loan. So we could bring him in on loan 6 months. You got 6 months, earn yourself a contract.
Yeah.
That guy, he could be something special.
he is something special.
For someone to turn around and say he's the most technically gifted player he's ever played with.
When you think of who he's played
exactly,
with.
That's something.
Yeah, but he's not the only player that said that. I watch Fantasy Football Club, and players that have played with him who go on now have put him in. Yeah. Has said that he's one of the best players. Alex Ferguson, Rio Ferdinand said that he's the best player he's ever seen at Man United.
Alex Scholes was Alex Ferguson's best player, right? And for him to turn around and say that his age, Morrison's better.
Morrison, right, has got the potential, yeah, and the ability to become the best player in the world. In my eyes.
For me, he was England's next Gaza.
Everyone's England's next Gaza. Joe Cole was England's next Gaza. Seth Johnson was England's next Gaza.
Morrison would have been the one that everyone would have been Gaza.
No, do you know what? He could surpass Gaza.
Yes, I'm saying. He could have been Gaza.
Gaza was a...
Gazaroo. What are you talking about, you nutter?
Trust me,
England will never have another gifted player like Gaza.
He is. I'm sorry, he is.
Nah. Gaza in his prime against Morrison, there's no comparison.
That's attitude.
You can't
that's attitude.
Fucking Gaza to Morrison. You're honestly sitting here now and telling me that Morrison...
No, potentially. No, we're saying potentially.
But then Gaza, potentially, without his career at EA, could have gone on to be better than Maradona.
He would have been the best. Yeah, he would have done.
Yeah, exactly.
He would have done.
That's it.
I'm not even technical-wise, he's not better than Gaza. Come on, man.
Tough shout.
No, that ain't a tough shout. That's facts, man. Gaza was... He's one of the best midfielders this country's ever produced.
Totally agree. He is one of the best midfielders.
But he has got the potential, Morrison, to be at 27, 28. He's got the potential to do more than what Gaza done. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, no, he's not Gaza's class, but in my eyes, he's got the potential to surpass Gaza's what Gaza achieved.
Yep.
Yeah. In the way that he plays football, but not what Gaza could have been. Gaza could have been
if Gaza
the best
again,
ever.
He's another one. If he had his head screwed on and had the right people around him, he would have been a world.
But but you can compare them. I suppose what Ryan's saying. You can compare them now. They've both got similar sort of problems, similar sort of attitude. Yeah. Gaza was still playing for England,
exactly,
and Morrison's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Gaza was still winning titles with Rangers and Lazio, and he's still playing in Premier League in his late 30s and playing for England. World Cups he went to, Euros.
That's what I said.
Morrison probably will never put on an England shirt.
No, because of his attitude. And what we're saying is, if he sorts his attitude out,
a top Morrison, he's better than a poor Gaza. But
I'm better than a poor Gaza.
No, I'm just saying you know what I'm trying to get at.
Look, we've had this tag for years with Joe Cole, Jack Wilshere, who are going to be the next Gazas.
All that. I think got that tag
They're never going to be Gaza. You know, Gaza was a one-off. This country will never, not only for his skill, just the person.
Yeah.
You know how many people?
Do you know who ruined Cole?
Mourinho.
West Ham ruined Cole.
Chelsea ruined Cole.
West Ham ruined Cole. I'll tell you why West Ham ruined Cole. It's because he was a luxury. He was a luxurious player. He had all the talent in the world. We turned him into a fucking defensive midfielder.
No.
Yeah, we did. No. In the season we went down, mate. He was the only one making tackles. You don't want Joe Cole making tackles.
To be fair, that season we went down and then he went.
Come on, man. That season we went down, we made Trevor Sinclair look like a right back. You know what I mean?
I see where you're coming from, but
a right back. Sinclair was playing so far back, and he was an attacking winger.
I don't get that. It wasn't Chelsea. Mourinho ruined Cole.
Yeah,
massively ruined Cole.
It was a wrong move for him to go to Chelsea, but it was a good deal for West Ham. Them two
signings for me, that Chelsea took Johnson off of us and Cole off of us, that saved us from going into financial ruin. We got 12 million for the two of them.
Yeah, but we undercut exactly. We got 12 million for Joe Cole and Glenn Johnson, and now you see like Sterling going for 50 million.
But this is what I'm saying with Joe Cole. Joe Cole was regarded as one of the young talents in the world, and we got short-changed on a team that everyone rips off.
Yeah, because we went down,
but
we had no options.
We was desperate then.
Someone would have took
you're
Joe
saying
Cole.
that though, we could have kept him because we kept Carrick.
Yeah, but wasn't Carrick injured
He was, yeah.
at that time? And that's why
No one was.
Yeah, I know that.
sniffing around him.
We could have still kept him on.
But to be fair, I don't know what Joe Cole said. Carrick wanted to
give us
stay.
a season,
Yeah, he wanted to. He said, "I'll give you another season."
We'd have gone up that year. He would have stayed, but
Underrated Carrick. I like Carrick.
because we weren't ready for the
We would
Premiership.
come straight back down, I think. Gone up that year.
Anyway, should we wrap it up there?
You got no news?
Not really. No. Song.
Quiet, isn't it? Yeah, song's
Brilliant free kick.
Great free kick.
Woo, it's Halloween. That's about the only news I've got. Firework night in 5 days. You got anything?
It's like that with a bang.
Hey, he's got his ball. He's bought in the fucking puns. Yes.
He's been waiting all day.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
He wrote that down earlier.
Say that one. Once wait. Well, as soon as he makes his bonfire, I'm going to fucking say that.
So let's summarise it up then. Poor day at the office.
Poor day at the office.
Still not going to do well next week.
We're going to beat Everton next week, and then that hoodoo of them keep.
What's your predictions? Should we do a prediction now so people can actually see predictions and previews? It was like
1-0. West Ham. That's my prediction.
West Ham win, both teams score.
I'm not Paddy Power.
So we are.
money back if they score in the first half.
2-1 West Ham.
3-1 West Ham. 3-1.
Yeah, I'll say
It'll be
1-0.
3-0 up.
Nice little 1-0. I think
3-0 up after 4 minutes.
I think someone like Noble to score. How about that?
I'd love that. Fucking glancing. I'm coming here on one of them
segways. 3-1 is because Lukaku.
I don't care about Lukaku.
He always scores against us.
He's got to win sometime, like our away performances. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying 2-1. 2-1 West Ham.
All right, we'll wrap it up then. Don't start with me, man. Something's happening. What's happening?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Tomo.
Don't know.
He's getting sacked.
Could be anywhere.
Somehow you get his sacked. So if you're watching this, you know what's coming.
Thanks very much for watching this edition of Post-Match Pint. We'll be back again for the Everton game and then the Tottenham game the week after that. We're all looking forward to that one, boys. We're going to the White Hart Lane. I just got no reaction there. Yeah, we'll be coming from the lane. Watch all our fan cams, all up now. This should be up tonight, Halloween night. Woo! Have a spooky. Don't watch. Instead of watching horror films, just watch West Ham's defending. That's what I'd say. That'll give you enough frights.
The game wasn't a thriller.
Oh, you wrote that one down.
I've written it down on the table like that.
So watch all our fan cams. Thanks very much for watching. You can go on our website www.westhamfan.tv. You can follow us on Twitter at westhamfantv, facebook.com/westhamfantv, Instagram westhamfantv, and we'll leave it there. One thing left to say, come on,
Happy Halloween.
We come in maybe a bit too confident, and that's the game.
100%. I'm not going to take nothing away from Watford today. I think they deserved it. They deserved it. They wanted it more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
But Everton next week. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways. Because it's a shame. We had a chance to go top of the league, and how many times we said that as West Ham fans after 11 games into the season. But thank you so much for joining us.
All right, guys.
And enjoy your night.